Have you ever heard of the 9 wave maidens in Norse mythology? In this series, we've covered the Norse god of the sea, Augr. We've also covered the personification of the ocean, the Norse goddess Ran. And tonight we're going to get into their 9 daughters, each one a different personification of a different kind of wave. The stories and myths surrounding the 9 wave maidens showcase the awe and respect that the Norse people had for the sea. Each one of their names showcasing their power and unpredictability. So much so they named them twice. Out of peace and respect for all my friends and family in the Nordic countries, I am not about to mispronounce this many names in quick succession. Disclaimer aside, these are their names in the prose edda. The billowing wave, the bloody-haired wave, the foaming wave, the pitched or dipping wave, the rising wave, the wave that through which one can see heaven, the welling wave, the cool wave, and the frothing wave. But personally, I prefer the translations from the Poetic Edda, because they're more poetic. We have Sorrowwhelmer and Fury, Foamer, Sandstrewer, Yelper, Gripper, Ironsword, Duskin, She-Wolf. Armed with these names, it might be easier for you to see just how many times they are referenced in the lore, which is quite a bit. Take for example, once the longships regrouped, only Kolga's sisters could be heard crashing, a sound as if only swells and bluffs were bursting. In that line from the Poetic Edda, it's referencing Kolga, the cool one, referencing her 8 other sisters en masse. Now then, being the 9 daughters of a Jotun king and an Aesir mother, that would make them the cousins of the personifications of fire and wind, and one of the most powerful primordial Jotun there are. Now then, in some of the art from earlier centuries, which I cannot show due to nudity, one can find these 9 daughters helping their father brew his legendary beer in the Norse god's most favoritist beer hall under the sea, where Lokasenna takes place. And since they like to help their father, it only stands to reason they help their mother as well, the personification of the sea, Ran, kind of a Norse god of the sea dead. It is also said that these 9 daughters are of great influence in Old Norse coastal regions. Coastal or not, the skaldic poets love them. There are so many great metaphors that they use just using a name. Take, for example, another piece of poetry from the Edda. Helgi had the high sails heightened, the unfailing crew rallying through the rollers. Augr's dreaded daughters trying to overthrow their stay-bridled sea steeds. So many layers expressed in so little. No, these 9 wave maidens were integral not only in poetic expression, but in consensus with Norse understanding of the sea. No, there are no stories like all the popular Norse gods. But to fully appreciate their major contributions to Norse lore, one has to understand a lot more than just Thor hit it with his hammer. Much like their mother, and the expression regarding her falling into Ran's hands as a way of expressing falling into the black abyss of drowning. All that from 4 words. So if you come across the 18 names for the 9 daughters of Augr and Ran, take a minute to appreciate it. It's what the ancestors would have wanted. Now then, you guys have been really supportive in this series of lesser-known Norse deities. Who should we do next? Make sure you check the playlist for the ones that you've missed. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and comments. Truly, I'll see you next time. Ah, cha 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 cha.